most definitely, man. And even in that sense too, like you're building your skills on becoming like a good like podcaster to having the equipment out like right now to interviewing people of all sorts of brands too, and people of high followings, of high connections too, and it'll only go up from there. Like just knowing the right people, going to the right events, and that stuff too. So, like in your perspective and in your experience too, like what are some qualities that make a good podcaster or like a good like interviewer in that sense?
Well, I'm still trying to learn that shit for myself. Like, I still feel like I'm very new. I want to improve and want to get better, and I will. I think that what you touched on was a very important point, the networking. Like, during COVID, I think I was like itching to be out, and then when the shit kind of opened up, I realized like, yo, you really got to meet people because you can't do this shit all by yourself. You'll always have to, I think, be the main one holding yourself down, but without good connections, people, not only for, just to help me, but helping each other, seeing growth in each other, that's how you can really win. So I think that's the biggest key. Like, having a strong network is fucking huge, not even for podcasting, but anything you're trying to do, especially if you're trying to like run a business. Connections are, damn near everything.
Yeah, nah, most definitely, man. And it's even like very evident, with you like meeting up with like legendary guests like Team Real Estate 24/7, who's worked with like Chromaz, I think TV Gucci for a bit too, LB Spiffy, C Sitka Lucci and all that, and like 2 Lucci too, and then
Legend.
M Works, who's worked with Casper, Pressa, Robin Banks too, and now with like Zargo FTP, with Vontae, with Hugh Gambino, with all these other people too, and it's like interesting to see like in that sense too, and I want to get into that too. So what were like some podcast episodes that you considered that you would like that you could consider like your favorite in that sense too, and like what were some other ones that you felt could have went like a little bit better? Like I wouldn't say like worse or anything like that, because I know in some situations no one has like a worse podcast in that sense too.
Right.
But what could have been like other episodes that you could have like improved on?
That's a good question. The one I love, honestly, damn near every single one I've ever done. Like, the people that have come talk to me have been cool as fuck. Like, I feel like we're always gonna be like thankful, for them to come show love. The M-Works one, I think, is the biggest for me because, he was such a humble ass guy. Like, to me, I hit him as like a shot in the dark. Like, I did not think he would even really respond, let alone be down to fucking link up for a full ass interview. And that one, I think, gave me some like legitimacy, because I'd interview some awesome people. Capital T Films too, shout out to him. Those two, because they happened within like a month. Prior to that, I did very few interviews, and thinking back, like, even it's not even a year ago I did both of those, but they took a chance because my body of work was not that big. Like, you could get a feel for how I am as a person maybe, but not really as an interviewer, so for those guys to give me that stamp was huge, bro, because even to this day I've met a lot of people through like knowing M-Works, or Capital T Films, Jess, Real Estate 24/7, again, like Zargo too, like all these guys, man. It's crazy how they build. But I've had some awesome episodes, bro. I love all of them that I've done. In terms of that didn't maybe go so well, there's none that really, there's one that I never actually ended up putting out. The reason for that was they hit me, and then at the time I was just like down to talk to anybody, and meanwhile, like, I didn't do my due diligence. Like, I didn't really understand their style of music too much. They didn't really understand my style. Like, they were more focused on just like the promoting their album aspect, like not really down to talk about much. And thinking about that, like, I probably would be a little bit more like hesitant if I don't know the person and they have no like mutual friends, be a little more hesitant about that. But I've had many interviews where I could think back, like, I would probably ask this question different, probably every interview I've ever done, like, and I'm sure you can relate to that. Like, there's no such thing as a perfect interview, but each one, it's very valuable, bro. It's definitely something where the more you do, the better you get. That's why I fuck with Adam and Vlad. Like, how many, they've done 1 million interviews, bro. Like, so they've earned their stripes on that, you know?
Yeah, man. And I just had this like interesting question too for a bit. I was just skipping out on like a lot of the stuff that I have like written out right now. But what are like some dream podcast episodes or some dream guests that you want to have like someday on your show in that sense?
There's a lot, man. The main ones that I could think of, definitely Max B. Like, hopefully he gets out of jail and comes links up, man. That would be super wavy. Dame Dash too. I'm a huge Dame Dash fan. I think we could have a sick conversation. Adam for sure. I think would be sick. Donald Trump for sure, bro. That would be a crazy interview. You kidding me? Definitely Donald Trump. There's a lot of people, man, but those would, I'd say, if it could just right off the top, I'd go with those guys.
Yeah, most definitely. Do you have like any like Toronto ones like at the moment too? Like if someone like Pressa or Chromas or like Top 5 were to come and do like the podcast, like do you have like certain ones in mind for this?
Man, I'd be super down. All of those. I'd say the main ones would be Casper and Smiley. Like those are the two where I think that would be lit. I'm just big fans of their music. There's another one that I'm not gonna say because I think we're close to making that happen, so I don't want to jinx it. But Casper and Smiley and K Money too would be fucking crazy, man. That would be crazy.